Well, hello, my beautiful Gemini. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of September, right through the end of October 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know regarding their money situation right now, their career? What lies ahead for them? Can you please show them the way? Anything that they'll be dealing with that's critical this month, or anything that they need to be aware of at this time? We have the Anchor. We also have the Fish. This is very good indeed. This indicates, stability in the working environment and some extra money coming on in. Some of you may even revisit either a project, an idea, or a task that will be very fruitful and very emotionally rewarding there as well in the next coming weeks and months. If you've got anything on the back burner that you've been thinking about launching, I feel like the next 6 weeks is a prime time for you to actually return to it. Maybe tweak it a little bit, but I feel it's a great idea and you can move ahead with it as well there. There are some really lasting kind of moments in the next coming weeks. Something is going to happen in your career or money situation that you will remember for a very long time. So I feel it is quite positive there. Your first card is the Justice card. So it does tend to tell me that you're going to be very busy, lots of administrative tasks. I am getting an energy which I don't particularly want to give you, but there it is, that 3 of Pentacles. It really kind of backs up the energy that I'm feeling in your reading. A lot of you are going to deal with a person who is quite difficult, okay? So it can mean that you need a piece of information, but you're going to have to chase it. Maybe you need some documents in order to do your work. Maybe it's a contract. Maybe it's even on a personal level, like a service provider. It just feels like you're going to be making some phone calls or emails or inquiries over the next 6 weeks, but it feels like you're going to be like going around the houses, as it were, to get what you need. I feel like you're going to have to chase something up, is what I see there. But you will get it, okay? Don't give up on it. But I feel either the person you're dealing with is, not on top of their game. They really feel like their heart's not in it. They don't really care as much about whatever it is you need as you do, but I also feel this person, they're not as competent in their role. I feel like they're very distracted. So whether it's someone you already work with or whether it's someone you have to reach out to that is outside of your business, I feel like you're going to have to chase a little bit, but you will get what you need, is what I'm being given. Okay, for some of you, especially if you're a freelancer, this can be that you haven't been paid for something. Perhaps you're going to have to chase that person up. You will get paid eventually there. There it is. Ace of Pentacles, something that you worked really hard for. A lot of you, if you've been promised a promotion or raise in your company that you work for and, nothing has materialized just yet, you're going to see evidence of you moving forward and getting that promotion or that raise as well. Maybe even a bonus. There's some new money coming in here for you. And if you're an entrepreneur and, things have been a bit difficult, I see that you're going to make some adjustments in your career right now. And I feel this will bear fruit. So it's a fresh new idea, something that perhaps you've been thinking about for some time. You thought, I wonder if that'll work. But actually it's going to, and it's going to be very prosperous for you, but also rewarding with the effort that you're making. You're really making an impact. Now, for those of you who are currently out of work, I see some of you, actually, a lot of you, there is a contract to be signed. So some of you, with the Three of Coins there, I'm getting an energy. Some of you may think about going through an agency to help you find a role. They will get their commission on finding you this role, but they will find you a role. And I feel it's something that is a lot of hard work, okay? I feel it requires your investigative skills. So you may be looking for things in the job. I don't know what job it could be, but I'm being given this energy of you like overseeing something. It feels very much like you're keeping your eye on something, or there could be some sort of data related thing. For some of you, if you're a little bit more hands-on, it could be professional in manner, creatively is what I see, and it could be connected to, I mean, we've got the photography kind of card there, and we've also got the Page of Swords, which is to keep your eye on something, to look, okay? So it could be that either you are going into a creative field where, you have an eye for detail, or you and your creative endeavor really is very pleasing to people's eyes and they want to see more of your work. So if you're an artist, for example, it could be a prime time where someone who runs a gallery sees your work and wants to exhibit it. For some of you, it could be that people are viewing your work. If you're like a creative in some way, it doesn't matter what industry, it feels like there's more eyes on you this month. I'm also getting a strong energy of being headhunted, okay? So whether you're in a career or not right now, or a role or not, I feel like people are noticing your skill set and wanting to connect with you in order to work with you is what I see there, okay? So let's get to the dominant energy. Your protagonist energy is the anchor. You're focused more on stability and making an impact in your industry that is long-standing. You're really thinking about your legacy in your work. This is really about fixing yourself at a place where you feel like home, or you feel, you want to be right now, because, you're always flexible and willing to go where you feel happy, to follow your heart, but also where the money's at right now as well. So I feel some of you who have been in a long-standing position, especially with the Justice card and the Five of Coins, there are some changes going on in your career sector or in the industry that you work in, and you're not happy about it. Five of Pentacles can indicate it's been a bit of a struggle, could have been extra work there, low resources, low support. You just feel like you're at capacity right now, and it just feels like it's very heavy energy. To have the anchor, it means that although there are some changeable things going on in your industry, you are secure in these changes. However, I feel there is an energy here of be flexible, okay? So if you're an entrepreneur, for example, you could see rules, regulations, policies changing because we have the Justice card there. And these may be documents that you'll have to file or send in, or, tweak, or maybe just fill in new sort of paperwork just to keep on top of these new rules and regulations. It means more work for you, which can be frustrating, but at the same time, you're kind of used to that kind of like red tape, okay? And for those of you who work for a company, some of you are dealing with some sort of, Eight of Swords and the Three of Coins. I would say there's an energy here of merging going on in your company. A lot of you may be seeing behind the scenes deals being done, and this could mean some new contracts coming in. And, you've got the Justice card there. Some of you are wondering, should you stay? Should you go? If you're feeling that the merge is not aligning with your sense of values, then of course it's time to leave. I feel like you're putting your resume out there to find new opportunities, especially new ones that bring in more money there and really value your skill set. But I feel like you're cautious about it, especially if you're thinking about a creative field. Some of you are feeling a bit cautious about the industry that you're in, but I do see an opportunity coming your way that is very fruitful. I feel like you get that opportunity before you leave a position is what I see there. But if you are currently looking for a role and you don't have a position right now, I see there could be some sort of partnership like through an agency, but it could also be a person that a friend who says, hey, my company's hiring, or, there's some positions available where I'm at, and they could point you in the right direction and put you in touch with someone who can get you seen for an interview. I feel it's really important, especially with that Five of Pentacles there. It's for you to remember what you have to offer for the role rather than what you lack on your resume. So have confidence in your wonderful self, because I do see that you're the perfect person for the job, but there may be something that the role, this new role that's coming up, requires, and you may feel like you don't have it. You can learn as you go. So please do not think, oh, I don't have it, so I'm not going for it, or I don't have it, they're probably not going to choose me. Because remember, that energy will attach itself to you and it can change the outcome, okay? But I actually see a positive outcome here. The Ace of Pentacles, something is offered to you that you're going to be very happy with, and it is financial in nature. Now, it says here, safety, stability, fixed, enduring, stuck, consistent, stubborn, long term. Now, I mean, the next 6 weeks, I got to be honest with you, whatever it is that you're doing, you are sustaining effort. You're basically doing what you do day to day. And some of you may actually feel a little bit stuck in a rut because there is a repetitive cycle. Now, remember, whenever there is repetition in whatever it is that you do and you feel like you're almost like on autopilot, that's because you are the best at what you do. You are a master or a mistress of your craft. So this can indicate that you're really established at what you do. You're very gifted, very talented, and people look to you to get the job done. So your reputation really speaks for itself. But if you're feeling it's time for a fresh new revamp in your career, it could be that you're having like new ideas that you want to implement. The Justice card can be to take action on something that you have been thinking about for some time. Remember, it will have a cause and effect. For some of you, this could be that you want to learn new skills, or, keep up with trends in your industry so that you can earn more money or sustain the money that you have right now. But also the Justice card, this can be legal structures, okay? So some of you may be thinking about launching a business. You may be thinking about becoming an entrepreneur. So you're thinking about, legal structures or financial structures that will benefit you long term. So some of you may be learning about these things in the next coming weeks or months. Now, this card, it literally means that you're going to be very productive, very busy. You're going to be doing a lot of administrative tasks, paperwork, emails, sorting through things that perhaps you've had on the back burner to do on your to-do list. It feels very much like, all the critical things that you've had to do, you've got them out of the way, or you will be getting them out in the way. And now you're going to spend a lot of time, tying up loose ends and getting stuff done that you've been meaning to do for quite some time. So whether it's like declutter your desk, whether it's to finish that pile of paperwork that needs filing, whatever it is, I feel the next coming weeks you get around to doing that, and you're going to feel really proud of yourself, because it's like, okay, now you're on to the next project. It just feels like you're freeing yourself up there, okay? Now, also the Justice card, it is a card of making some adjustments. So I feel if you're feeling a little bit stuck in your current circumstances, some of you may be trying to brainstorm to find new ways of approaching your work just to keep things fresh, okay? New ideas, inspiration coming towards you, implementing these ideas. I feel a lot of you are returning to something in order to revamp it or to change it in a way where it flows a little bit smoother there as well. If you are being given a new contract because there is a merge going on between you and the company that you work for, or maybe if you're an entrepreneur and you are merging companies with someone else, I feel it's very important to make sure that you keep an eye on contracts and what is stipulated in those contracts, because anything that went before that contract, it will be nullified by the new contract. So make sure that you have the benefits and bonuses and all the things that were a nice package in your role before. For a lot of you, you may actually be getting a better deal is what I see there, but just keep an eye on the small print, okay? Now we do have the 5 of coins there. So a lot of you, you're exhausted. You feel that, you're overworked, overstretched. The 5 of Pentacles is a card of hardship or struggle. It can indicate that right now, there's a lot of difficulty going on. There's extra work, and you may feel like you're not being fairly recompensed for it. But the Ace of Pentacles is telling me that either some of you are leaving this position to go for a new role. Aces are new, but it could also indicate that some of you are going to be offered a new role in your current circumstances. And there is new money attached to it as well. I got to be honest with you, there's more work. attached to this too, but I feel like you're completely on top of that. Page of Swords, this could be you figureheading a new department or a new project, and there's an incentive there. Financial incentive is coming your way. For some of you, this could be that, you're offered, a position of authority or a position where you have responsibility, like fire warden training, first aid training. It could be that you're offered something that, when you complete that training, there is like a small financial incentive, and it is a little bit of an extra bonus to what it is that you do already. But that Five of Pentacles, it can indicate things are tough right now, and you're doing what you can do to stay on top of things. So that's your protagonist energy. Is a bit of heavy energy. Some of you, you are exhausted because you're almost like running on empty. And some of you may have even been a little bit unwell. If you've been off sick from work, and you're getting a certain amount of pay in order to have that time off sick from work, you may hear from HR in the next coming weeks in order to check in with you, but also to sign some new documents, rules, and regulations. And there may be like some sort of change regarding the finances. So I feel with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like there's like an offer of like a new term or a new amount. Okay, so looking at the energy, I feel it's still sustainable, but there is a change there. I got to be honest with you on that one. Okay. Now, also, some of you, there may be some extra work this month because I see a lot of kind of energy where people may be off unwell or out of the office, and it just feels like some of you may be picking up the slack. So you're going to be super organized and totally on it. But I feel, this time period of you dealing with that extra work, I feel there's like some eyes on you. I feel like you're being watched, observed on how you deal with it and how you accept it or approach it. And if you're kind of like a little bit grumbly and like, oh gosh, everybody's off and doing all these things, and I'm always the one having to pick up the slack, I feel this will be noted because there's like an appraisal kind of energy going on here. So it could be that if you approach it in a confident, like happy manner, I feel this sets you up for extra money for bonus time. You may not feel that this is something that could happen because you know the company you work for, and you may feel beforehand there's just no money in the budget or it's just not going to happen. But I see a nice little surprise here for you. So just be a little bit mindful because the walls have ears right now for you. I don't mean to be paranoid. I want you to be aware that, they're watching you because they want to offer you something lucrative. It could be that they want you to figurehead a department or a new project or a new client. Okay, so it is a positive outcome and there is extra money attached to it. So just to be aware of that. Sometimes we feel a little bit tested by a boss or someone in the company, and we feel like they're playing hardball or singling us out, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I feel like in this particular circumstance, the person is aware that there's a new role becoming available, and they want to see if you are ready for the role, okay? How you deal with certain things. Can you remain calm under pressure? So I just feel there's an energy of a test here, okay? And if you're an entrepreneur, this could be a difficult client or someone who comes in and asks you for work, like in the 12th hour. It's like someone comes to you and says, oh, I love your product or your services, and I think you're great. I really want to hire you to do this thing, but I want you to like go above and beyond and have it for me like yesterday. And you're like, what? I feel there's this energy of someone coming towards you, asking for something, and they want you to have done it now for them. So I feel like you do go above and beyond for this person. You manage to meet their needs is what I see. And this person, word of mouth, this person has a strong network and they will talk about your services, and I feel it brings in more revenue for you as well. This could also be if you're like an influencer online. It could be that you're going to generate more wealth here, and you're going to be seen by more people, and it can be because of something that you've already uploaded or already done, but someone asks you to expand on it. I know this sounds weird. I don't even know what I mean by this, but I'm being given this energy of like expanding on something that you've already done brings more revenue, brings more attention to whatever it is that you do. So let's apply it to like an artist, for example. If you are someone who does pottery and you created like a wonderful pottery set in a certain color and everyone absolutely loved it, but it was like limited edition, and it's gone, it's sold. It can be that you revisit that design and think, you know what, that did really well. I'm going to bring it back. And seasonally, it's just going to fly off the shelves or fly out of your warehouse, okay? So I feel it could be something like that. I'm just giving you an example. But we've got the fish and it's in the resistance position at first. So a lot of you are feeling a little bit like not in the flow. Lack of energy, lack of motivation. Some of you may feel that you're a little bit stuck, but things will flow nicely as you move through October. So if you've had any delays or anything's been put on hold and you're feeling a little bit frustrated, these delays will sort of dissipate as you move through October. Also, a lot of you, if you're owed money by a certain company, and they haven't paid up yet. For some of you, with the Justice card there, you may write a very diplomatic but very direct email that says, I don't want to have to take legal action, but I'm about to. And suddenly, the cash starts flowing. Suddenly it's offered to you. So I feel a lot of you with the Justice card and the Five of Coins, you feel that perhaps going to court would be more money for you in the long term. So I feel like you don't really want to get to that stage. But I feel just with the sort of undercurrent of a hint, that you're going to go down that route. If you don't get your money, then suddenly your money will appear. So I see end of October, for those who are waiting for money on something, this money will come in. And some of you may actually get like a rebate, or there's some sort of extra money from the universe coming in here. It could be some sort of dividend or like some sort of interest or increase on an acquisition. So I definitely see that there is a start of some extra money coming in your way, because the fish is a card that connects to abundance. So I feel new money is flowing towards you. And for some of you, not all of you, but I want you to be aware, some of you, there may be a small win on something that you take part in. So it could be something as simple as like a pub quiz, for example, and you win some money connected to that, or it could be a lottery win, scratch card, but I feel it's a small amount. It's a nice surprise, better than nothing, right? But I definitely see that there is something like that coming in there too. Now, we've got finances, wealth, abundance, business, money flowing smoothly, freedom. So a lot of you may have been feeling that, money's been tight, because your Five of Pentacles tells me that. And you're just keeping an eye on budgets and what you're spending at this time. I feel you start the beginning of October a little bit tight, okay? And then as you leave October, there's some money coming on in, and you're going to be able to save a little bit more in the following month is what I see, okay? So that's coming in there too. But I feel there is a lucky energy about you from the middle of October, where anything that you launch or turn your hand to, it's going to be very successful. There's a lot of new ideas floating about you right now, and I'm being pulled strongly to an idea that you've already had, that maybe even you used to do, or maybe you had and wrote it down. You are going to revisit something, and it's going to be so lucrative. Whether it's you launching a business or a second stream of income, or whether you have had an idea and, it hasn't been fully realized yet, it's going to take off. Even if you've launched something already and it's a little bit slow moving, it can be that you're like a little bit disappointed that you thought it would go further by now. Suddenly, there's going to be interest in it, and it starts to pick up pace as you move through the end of October into November. Now, we do have the Three of Coins there, and it's in the resistance position. So this tells me a lot of you are feeling there's a lack of support. If you're an entrepreneur, for example, I feel like you're doing it all by yourself. You may have a team of people who work with you, of course, and they are doing their thing, but ultimately you feel like you're doing everything, wearing all of the hats, and it's difficult. It's really hard. So it's sometimes really hard to get quality rest because your mind is always on your business. I feel if some of you with that Three of Pentacles and you're an entrepreneur and you've been feeling a bit vulnerable financially, I see that there is an uptick in your business and things start to move in the right direction as you move through October into November. It picks up definitely for the rest of the season is what I see there. So don't lose hope. I see an increase in your finances. For those of you who are working for a company, it can be that you feel like no one is supporting, there's no team, that you're just out here on a limb doing your own thing, you're unappreciated. You know, you are an integral member of the team, but you feel like everyone else is out for themselves. I feel as you leave the month, people start to pull together a little bit more, but I feel there's an energy here of you basically doing what you got to do in the role that you're in. And, you know, basically, for some of you, it's like you're just thinking, is it worth the effort that you're putting in? And I feel there is some rewards coming your way. There is some sort of payoff to the commitment that you've been giving to your career sector. Also, Three of Coins is about your plans. I feel like you got something in the works. I feel like you've got some wonderful ideas here. I feel like you're crafting a plan or engineering the next stages of something. There's a strategy energy about this. Sometimes some of you doubt your creative skills or your abilities. Don't allow that doubt to creep in, because I feel like you're someone who is super talented and very gifted. And now is your chance to, thrive and expand in your endeavors. Now, also this card can indicate some of you may collaborate or you may partner up. There's some sort of proposal or an agreement coming in for you. It may have a contract attached to it. And I feel this could be a very prosperous collaboration, but with the Eight of Swords there, I feel there's an energy that this could be a binding contract, okay? And if you want to be a little bit more flexible, I would negotiate that into your contract, okay? That's something that is possible, okay? Now, that Three of Coins there, and the Eight of Swords. This is a random one that's coming through. Some of you may be offered like a free eye test at your working environment, or maybe it's something that as an entrepreneur you'll be offering your employees. Definitely worth it, I would say. I don't see anything negative going on here, but I see it as a benefit that you should take upon it. Also, I feel some of you may have some random kind of like, it's like governing bodies coming in to check your like chair, ergonomic chair type thing, your screen time, you know, making sure that you don't spend too much time at the screen without taking some time away, because of course you want to protect your eyes. So this is all important. If you're getting this in the company that you work for, definitely means that they really support you and they care about your well-being. Well, they have to, health and safety. But at the same time, if you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, this is something you must be aware of. Spending too much time on the computer, the screen, you know, I feel it's never good for anybody, of course. I just am being given this energy of take some time to rest your eyes. You may have been feeling that your eyes are very gritty or dry or just a little bit tired recently. So I would say hydrate, but also make sure you watch screen time. Okay, that's coming through random. I have to give you everything that is coming through there for you. Now, the Eight of Swords in this position, it does indicate that some of you have been feeling a little bit stuck recently, but I do see that you will liberate yourself from this. But I feel like you're being really honest with yourself. It feels this month is a month where you're getting like a little bit more critical. And this could come off the back of Virgo season, where we actually cast a critical eye over where we're at in life and be super honest with ourselves and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to get really tough with myself right now and say, okay, no more procrastinating. I need to move forward on this. So I feel like you're getting super organized, especially at the end of October, where you are going to really prioritize what's important and you're going to move ahead in leaps and bounds. A lot of you are going to be offered new opportunities that are financial in nature, that are going to be very rewarding and transform the way that you work. But also I feel some of you could be launching either a branch of your entrepreneurship. It's like a new idea and it's going to help expand your reach, and it'll also be very prosperous. And some of you are launching an entrepreneurship and it's going to be very prosperous indeed. I feel like it's a part of what you do at the moment, but it's also separate, if that makes sense. It's an extension of you, but it's not all of you. And it feels very much like second stream of income energy. So even if it's from the home space, you know, whether you are selling pre-loved goods or whether it is you creating something in the home space and, you know, putting it out there online, or whether it's you launching some sort of endeavor online, or even in like personal spaces, like you may be setting up a shop, for example, or a pop-up in some way. Some sort of startup energy is around you right now, and I feel it's going to be so lucrative. Now, we do have photograph as your outcome energy. I feel like you're going to look back on the month of October like a lot happened and you made a lot of progress. And it was difficult, and you need to be proud of yourself because you made it through. And there was some really amazing payoffs here, because there was a start of prosperity in its purest form. You're aligned with success and you're making an impact in your industry. So it says here, the past memories, the past returning. Remember, a lot of you are going to be paid what you're owed if you've done a job, you know, a while ago and they haven't paid up. Some of you may even get residuals from something that you did a long time ago, and it's going to tick over and come in this month too. We've got past influences, familiarity, and nostalgia. Now, some of you may be thinking the good old days. It was better to work a couple of years ago before major changes came in, but I feel like you will experience these good times again. A lot of you, I see you have so many skills and so much talent. You may actually either write a book or a course online for other people to learn about what it is that you do. And it could be something that will tick over in the background for you as well as passive income. I mean, it feels like a struggle to get it up and running in the first place. So for example, if you're someone who's writing a book, right, it takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of memory, a lot of like private space, trying to concentrate. And then when it's finalized and all finished, then of course it's out there in the ether and it's doing its own thing. So I feel a lot of you could be thinking about ways to, you know, tap into that right now, or you may be doing that already and it's something that will be ready to launch very, very soon. And again, you may get either a very lucrative publishing deal, or you may be offered like some sort of platform where you can basically get more money on it too. Now we got the 9 of Wands, okay? I would say, looking at the 5 of Pentacles there, I would say you're going to have a busy month, very productive. I would say protect your immune system, because you may be running a little bit low because you're running on empty. You're feeling exhausted. So there is a potential for a seasonal cold there. 9 of Wands also indicates a lot of questioning. Okay, so this is you soul searching. Are you on the right path? What are you going to do as your next step? So if you've completed a project, for example, because I'm actually seeing, you know, a period like punctuation mark in the water. It's just one little dot. Okay, so I'm guessing this is like putting an end to something or finalizing a project, because I'm just seeing this dot in the water and I feel that it is like a punctuation period point. So I feel it's like the end of a sentence. So I'm just getting something is coming to an end and now you're starting something new. So it could be that, you know, as you approach the end of the month, you're doing all the end of month things that you need to do and then you're on to the next. Maybe it's that, or maybe you're coming to the end of a very long project that you've been working on and it just feels refreshing and you're on to the next thing. I'm also being given a song, random. Okay, it's a very famous song. Let me just tap into that. I've seen all your qualifications. Your name is heard in high places. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, this is a very famous song. I think it's called Where Do You Go, My Lovely? And it's by Peter... Okay, I can't remember the full name. I'm going to kick myself after this reading, but it's a very famous song. So you may hear this song in the next coming weeks and months. I love it when I get such a random song in the readings, because it means, you know, it's not something that's going to be typically played on the radio. Listen out for that song, because I feel it coincides with some sort of good news for your career and your money. Okay, so I feel something is being offered to you just after you hear that song. So listen out for it. It could play anywhere, but yeah, very important. But I mean, that song, the lyrics that I've just been given, I feel like they're not together. I feel like they're parts of the song because of the way that the music sounded. But again, it connects to being headhunted, which is Page of Swords energy. I've seen your qualifications and your name is heard in high places. So this could be someone who's really impressed with what you do, and they're offering you something. But the Nine of Wands, it indicates you're going to investigate it first. You're going to be very vigilant. You're going to check out this person's credentials, what they're offering you, the contracts, all of the things before you make your decision. Nine of Wands, it basically says, questioning is good. Okay, especially when you get this card, it's like stop, wait, look around before you proceed any further. But also, the Nine of Wands, it indicates you've come a long way. You're nearly at the goal that you're trying to work towards. So the Nine of Wands is a wounded warrior. So it can indicate that, even if you're feeling unwell, or even if, you've had some difficulty, you're still pushing on through, and you need to just watch yourself there as well, because there's a potential for burnout. But, the Raven is a messenger. So I feel there is something coming onto your path that you will look at in terms of an option. And with that Page of Swords, you're going to be curious about it. You're going to be very interested about it. And I feel this is something that basically you will be eager to take on board. So it feels like something's being offered here. Whether it's a publishing deal, an opportunity to step into a new project, maybe even a new role, or maybe figureheading like a department. I just feel like there's something different. It could be a new client as well. So Page of Swords is normally the beginning of something, like fresh new ideas, fresh new perspectives on old situations as well. So I feel this is a really great time to have those brain synapses running, and anything that comes to you as an idea, even if it's left field or really like wacky and original, that's going to set you apart from everybody else. Because in a world where everybody wants everything to be the same, you are someone who is a maverick. You stand out. You're unique. So tap into that part of yourself. Now we've got that Ace of Coins there, so that means new money coming on in. For a lot of you, this could be that if you're in a job right now, could be that you're being paid at the end of the month as usual. So it feels like you're just making your money go a long way until such time as it's payday. But I feel for a lot of you, the Ace of Pentacles is like some sort of either new project, new job, or new business startup. But it could also be a gift, a prize that you win as well. And it basically is an indication of success. Okay, so this can literally mean that you're making a mark, aligning yourself with success. And now, everything is taking shape on the material plane. It's the start of something really exciting. So I would say that financially, you're going to be able to save a little bit more money at the end of the month and in November as well. I feel like the beginning of October, it's a little bit tight, I gotta be honest with you. And I feel like you're gonna get by though. I feel everything's gonna be okay. And I feel it's just usual stuff, going out on bills, subscriptions. Some of you are going to end subscriptions or maybe services that perhaps you don't utilize as fully as you used to. And it's only because you've outgrown it, is what I see there. And it just brings in a little bit more flow of money towards you there too. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides and Angels. Can you please guide? Okay, so finally we have endurance. Okay, so that basically taps into your protagonist energy. Things have been tough, okay? And it says here, it may be a long journey, but it's a beautiful way to go. So you're on the right path here. Patience is rewarded. So I see that reward coming in for you with that Ace of Pentacles there. We've also got information. So as I said, new ideas coming in. There could be new changes to contracts, rules, regulations, policies. But it says information to write or express yourself in words, open new doors. So I did tap into the writing a book or writing a course for other people to learn about what it is that you do that may be very niche, and to say what's on your mind. I want you to be aware there's a lot of pearls in your cards there. You could have got any cards, but there's pearls there, and pearls tend to represent pearls of wisdom. You already have a lot of knowledge, and whatever it is that you do, you can extend that knowledge to other people and they will pay for it. So that's what I see there too. And we've got hidden wealth. A lot of you have a talent, a skill that either you used to do or you've put it on the back burner. I feel like you will revisit this, and this is something that will bring in extra money there as well. True riches are not just what you see, but what you feel. Unlock treasures within. Okay, so this is a very fertile time for you to basically express yourself and tap into that creative part of yourself in order to either revamp the career that you're in right now or branch out in some way, try fresh new ideas, because, you know, tried and tested ways of doing things, they're really good because it means you're on a stable path. People have done it before, but then that will give you an opportunity then to go off and be curious and try out new things, new endeavors that maybe other people haven't thought about. Make sure you copyright or patent anything that you're doing because you don't want anyone to try and get there before you. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, we've got 2 rune here. So first rune there is the horse rune, and that's all about making progress, movement, future success. There are some changes going on here, but I feel like you will be flexible. Trust the process, okay? And also we have, interesting, we've got the water rune, emotions, how you feel. That's what came out in that hidden wealth card there. I mean, it could be that you're struggling with something right now and you just set up a blog or, you know, some sort of social media platform where you just go, you know what, it's hard right now. You're just saying how you feel. You're being really honest. Loads of people are going to be like, yep, I hear that. And you just have an affinity with other people. So this is also about pay close attention to your dreams and your goals because you are capable of making them become a reality. And also, you know, this is an energy of using your intuition and your sort of hunches to bring you to the next part of your career endeavors. But something new going on, new news, new information, you know, something very lucrative, something you'll be happy about happens at the end of October for you, and you're going to be smiling about that. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you, my beautiful Gemini. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel, completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell, lets you know when I update my next message, lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini. Love and light.